New Super Mario Bros. 2 is the third game in the New Super Mario Bros. Series. I know, that didn't make any sense, but that's okay. Since when did Mario games have to make the remotest amount of sense anyway? I already beat New Super Mario Bros. Wii without pressing left, and Steve Gaming beat New Super Mario Bros. U without pressing left, but why don't we check out the 3DS counterpart? Can you beat New Super Mario Bros. 2 without pressing left? Here are the rules. Don't press left. I don't use the white Tanuki leaf either, it's really cheap. To ensure that I don't press left, I play this game on Citra emulator. I connected my Xbox Rock Candy controller to my PC and set up every button apart from left. So when I play the game, trying to press left on my controller does absolutely nothing. Keep this locked in your brains. It is literally impossible for left to be pressed during this run. Alright, let's get started. One thing I really liked about Steve's New Super Mario Bros. U run was how he separated his left press count into two: meta left presses and gameplay left presses. Meta left presses are anything that don't take place in the level, and gameplay left presses are related to the levels themselves. I would keep track of both types in this run, but spoiler alert, there aren't any meta left presses. Gameplay left presses are a mystery though, so let's take a look. The first few levels are an absolute cakewalk, but there are a few moments where I needed to go left without pressing left. There are a couple ways to do this. Firstly, sliding down a slope will not only send Mario down the slope, but it'll also give us a load of momentum. If we keep jumping, we can preserve this momentum without actually pressing left. Secondly, doing a wall jump has the exact same effect. You can't wall jump off walls to the left of you, but you can wall jump if it's on the right, so this is a good way to get out of unwanted corners. Let's put this to the test in 1 Tower. Our goal is to reach this door so we can reach the secret exit and go to World Mushroom. Since it's a vertical level, we need to keep wall jumping to the left to get through. With a bit of practice, you'll master the movement and you'll be out of this world in no time. Get used to seeing 1 Tower a lot, because this is how we'll be saving our progress after every single level. Our next major roadblock is Mushroom Ghost House. This level is a maze of doorways, and you really have to know how to wall jump to get through here. Some rooms ended up with me getting soft locked, and I had to wait for the timer to run out to start the level over. With plenty of wall jumping later, you'll come across this section. The goal is to hit the switch on the left so we can access the secret exit toward Flower. I tried wall jumping, but sadly there's no way to get enough height without the super leaf. So I went back to 1-3, got a super leaf, then flew up to the top. Even with that, reaching the question switch itself was really tough. There's not a lot of space to get a wall jump, and it's difficult to time your jumps to cross such a big gap. It's definitely possible though, and you can move on to Mushroom-B. This level is a vertical auto-scroller without any walls or slopes. You're probably wondering, how on earth did you get past this level? And I didn't. I went back in the ghost house and got the normal exit. I mean, it sucks, but we gotta do what we gotta do. And because we gotta do what we gotta do, one of the many things that we gotta do is the Larry Cooper battle. Shockingly, Nintendo found a way to make Larry Cooper difficult in this game. In New Super Mario Bros. Wii, you could beat the Koopalings just by wall jumping up the right wall and doing small hops to reach them. But in this fight, pillars extend from the floor and ceiling, which stops our momentum dead in its tracks. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually died to Larry Cooper. It took a while, but I eventually got a strategy going. I call it stand here and be lazy. Larry jumps to a few preset locations, and one of those locations is this pillar. If you sit and wait for him to jump here and do some ground pound cancels to let him land, you can take him out and move on with your day. But man, it's so much more stressful than it looks. Imagine a tower level, but we can't get any left momentum. Yeah, it's more commonly known as 3 Tower. The entire level takes place underwater, and it's an auto-scroller too, so you can guess how that went. Or can you? Yeah, it actually went pretty well. You can get pushed around by these blocks pretty nicely, and there's a nice selection of water streams to push us back as well. I still hate playing this level, but hey, at least it was possible. We may as well call 3-5 a tower as well. It's another vertical level, and it's underwater, so it automatically sucks. It generally didn't ask us to go left at all, but I did not appreciate it when I got softlocked by this pipe. There's even a slope here to taunt us. You can't ground pound or slide down slopes underwater, so it's just a waiting game. And no, you can't quit to the menu unless you've already beaten the level. I also learned that you can't wall jump your way out of every situation. If you have a 2-block corridor, you can't wall jump because you're too close to the floor. So, more softlocks for days. Whoa. 4-3 wasn't hard or worth talking about, but this death is funny and I want you to see it. Everyone say goodbye to Ethoin. 4 Tower was just as evil as the other towers, but it's also home to an absolute miracle. See, at this point in the run, I still wasn't going back to save at 1 Tower, and I was seconds away from a game over. There was close call after close call, but then this happened. Guys, we're safe? Yes. This exclamation pipe gave me 3 beautiful extra lives. Thank you very much, pipe. Screw blue pipe awareness, black pipe awareness is where it's at. The boss is actually really tough, but you can force yourself onto the left platforms with some wall jump mastery and snipe the Resnors with fireballs to make quick work of them. And here's another underwater level. In this stage, we have to swim for our lives across several vertical layouts to avoid being swallowed by a cheap chomp. It didn't look all that bad until the invisible blocks strike and you get soft blocked. Yay! If you take your time though, it's honestly alright, but it felt like I was playing a Mario Maker Super Expert level at times. Are you ready to see the hardest tower level in this game? No? Nor was I. Welcome to 5-Tower, a level all about chain link fences. This wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the rising lava, the inability to preserve left momentum when grabbing these things, and the spikes littering the whole level. The first jump is impossible without using the raccoon leaf, which can thankfully be obtained from the long question block to the left. When the white raccoon leaf inevitably spawns, it can be a little harder to preserve your momentum to reach it, but it's still possible. Our goal is to keep as close to the left side of the chain link fences as humanly possible. After barely getting out of the 3-block corner, I was able to weave between the burners and continue with the level. It's important to note that the hitboxes on these things are a bit whack. The orange part doesn't actually do anything to you, only the yellow part. I used these orange question blocks by the Koopa to get even further to the left and dodge the next burner, but it didn't really matter since the platform kindly rotates to the left anyway. With a bit more precise climbing, reaching the checkpoint flag wasn't too hard. But oh my god, the second half of this tower really brings the heat. After getting barely enough left momentum to get out of this corridor, we have yet another moving chain link fence. We have another wall jump that can sadly only be done with our floaty furry boy, and then we sadly got a damage boost to the other side, and impale our fursuit on the spikes to be consumed by the deadly lava. When the two fences break apart, take the one on the right and do whatever this is to get past the burners by the star coin. We can use the right wall to barely dodge the spiky ceiling, and repeat the process as the fences meet in the center. And with that, we're done. Oh my god! Yeah. The boss fight against Reznor is actually really tough here. Throughout this whole gauntlet, we've been stocking up on raccoon leaves, shoving them in our reserve and moving swiftly along. Unless we can beat this entire stage in one perfect sweep, we can't snipe down the Reznors with the fire flower. We can of course wall jump onto the platforms as we did before, but we have to be super careful not to fall off. You wouldn't believe how close I was to failing. Level is done, let's move on. After a problematic journey through 6-1, we reach yet another ghost house level. Excluding the fact that I got genuinely lost and had to look up a walkthrough to find the exit, this stage is still really tough. The idea is that you have to hit question switches to move backwards through the level. And of course, doing this means that you gotta preserve a lot of left momentum. These brick blocks can get you to the orange switch and beyond, and this ledge can just about get you past this troublesome parkour section. But then we have this boo. This boo is guarding the question switch that we need to proceed. We can try and lure it away, but sadly this blocks our access to the closest wall for left momentum. If we leave the area to get the other wall, the boo will respawn back on the switch. What to do here? Aha! We gotta get the boo into a position where we can be all the way over here without it despawning. So we lure the boo off to the right until about here, we'll jump and go about our usual business and BAM! No more annoying boo. Now we can finally get the switch and get up the stairs. So, after all that, we finally reached the final castle without a single left press. This run is easily harder than the new Super Mario Bros. Wii run, but how much harder could it get? Oh, well, apart from that soft block, could it really be that bad? Okay, now hang on 1 second, you left-moving lunatic! What do you think you're doing, Mario? Why did you just walk to the left? You're such a Wait, that was all on Mario. I didn't do anything. This is literally just a cutscene. No left presses are required. Ugh. So here's where it gets truly difficult. We could use the raccoon suit, but I'm too much of an epic gamer for that non-gnarly gameplay style, so let's not. Uber status has been retained. In order to excel in this boss fight, you have to focus on where the platforms are at all times. If possible, you want there to always be platforms on the right, so you can get left momentum to any set of platforms. Bowser always strikes in the same 3 places, so look at what options you have and utilize them well. There's a few fireballs out to get us, but they aren't too much hassle. Just stay focused and you can do it. And with that, you've done it! Oh, come on, Mario! Please stop walking to the left. Just because I'm not pressing any buttons, that does not give you the excuse to set a bad example to the audience. Oh, who am I kidding? It's pretty obvious that I'm not pressing left, and if you really don't believe me, you can boot up the game, reach the credits, and see for yourself that Mario does that when you put the controller down. So, our question has been answered. Yes, it is possible to beat New Super Mario Bros. 2 without pressing left. But is it possible to beat New Super Mario Bros. Wii without pressing left? And is it possible for you to give me a like and subscribe to my channel? How many days does it take for Mayor SMM on YouTube to reach 50,000 subscribers? Now there's a challenge that anyone can do at home. Shoutouts to Coach UU for letting me repeatedly use the outro music that you're about to hear, and I'll see you all in 2019. Happy New Year.